In this video, I'm going to share how to get over 100,000 real and responsive Twitter followers as quickly and cheaply as possible. I learned this strategy from a guy named Michael Kohler, and as you can see on his Twitter here, he has over 140,000 Twitter followers. But as many of you are already fully aware, it's pretty darn easy to buy fake Twitter followers. So let's take a look at Michael's post to see if this method is actually effective. So as you can see here, some of these Twitter posts that he's made in the last little while have collected thousands of retweets, which means that real people have actually seen his tweets, they've caught on, trended, and people have decided to share them with other people. So here's some other recent ones from 2 hours ago. It's already got 500,000 shares, 500,000 shares there. A lot of these, as you can see, couple hundred there, couple hundred there. So his content is getting passed around and it's trending really well because he has a huge Twitter presence, and he created all of his Twitter presence with the method that you're watching in this video. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, so what? You've proven that somebody else can build a huge Twitter presence, but how is your presence on Twitter? Well, I just started implementing this method about 5 days ago, and in that time, I've managed to grow about 11.9 thousand followers. Now, not all of these followers are real, but about 6,000 of them are. And as you can see, some of my recent tweets do already get some good, fairly decent retweet numbers for only less than a week of using Twitter. So I have about 4 retweets here, couple here, 3 here. But these are all in the last little while, and I've managed to get some good traffic already. So if I continue this method for another month or two, I will have a completely dominating Twitter presence in the affiliate marketing niche. To complete this method, you need to get an account at tweepy.com, and I'll leave a link to Tweepy at the top right of this video. Tweepy is completely free of charge as a basic account. It does cost a little bit of money to become a platinum member at Tweepy, but a platinum membership is definitely not at all required for this method. You can easily get away with having a free membership and do this method just as effectively. So once you have your account at Tweepy, it's pretty easy to do. Go to tweepy.com at the link I gave to you, sign up for an account, and then first thing you want to do is you want to click on follow followers. Now, basically what this is going to do is the software is going to find followers of a particular user on Twitter. So the next thing you need to do is you need to go to Twitter and you need to find somebody in your niche area so that you will be getting targeted followers. So head over back to Twitter and look in the search Twitter function for the niche area that you're involved in. So for me, I'm going to put in affiliate marketing. Once I load up affiliate marketing, I just want to find a user that's popular on here that has a good number of followers. And already you can see that there are a good number of options that I have on here already. So as an example, here is a Twitter user that has a decent presence in the affiliate marketing niche. All I need to do is get his Twitter handle here, copy it, and then head over back into the Tweepy software. Now back at the Tweepy interface, I just want to paste in the Twitter user that I want to gather followers for. So I paste in the Twitter user's Twitter handle and click on the Start Following button. Once I click on that button, Tweepy is going to gather a list of their followers and are going to allow me to follow all of his followers in a matter of a few seconds. But there's one thing you need to do first. Tweepy used to have a function where it would allow you to follow all users at one time, but they disabled that function. To get that function back, you need to do a Google search for check all on Tweepy. Type it into Google and the first result will be the tool that you need to be able to follow more users at a time. So make sure that you have this installed, the check all on Tweepy. Then go back into your Tweepy account, click on refresh so you have the check all on Tweepy function enabled. Then at the top right of your browser, you'll see this little bird here. And this is the check all on Tweepy function. So now you'll have that capability built right into your browser. We want to click on that button, and then this software is going to go out and follow all of these Twitter followers at a single time. So you can imagine the sheer power of this, the ability to follow hundreds of people that are targeted in your niche in a matter of a few seconds. Twitter does have some following limits though. In order to combat spam and keep their site from getting overrun by bots, Twitter has allowed you to follow a maximum of 1,000 people per day. So your task is to go into your Tweetbee account and in a matter of a few minutes, follow 1,000 niche targeted Twitter members. After that time is up, then you need to return the next day to follow another 1,000 Twitter followers. You need to repeat that process until you have a good enough following. Now, the key here is that a good number of people that you follow are going to follow you back. So for every 1,000 Twitter followers or 1,000 people that you follow, usually about 600 Twitter people decide to follow you back. Well, 600 Twitter followers is pretty valuable, and you get access to those 600 followers in a matter of a few minutes just by following them. But because we're going to be following a lot more than are going to follow us back, we need to come up with some strategies of how we can get our follower to following ratio better, because it's a much better presence on Twitter when you have more followers than you have people that you're following. So we need to unfollow the Twitter users that are not following us back. Well, luckily, Tweetbee has a function that allows you to do just that. It tells us that we have 8,000 people that we're following on Twitter that are not following us back, and we can easily remove them from our account. Well, this is going to make our follow to following ratio a lot better, but I like to first give these members a little bit of time to follow me before I completely flush them down the drain. Now, the next thing that you want to do to really jumpstart your Twitter account is to buy some Twitter followers. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because if you don't buy Twitter followers to start, then you'll be sending people to your page with 0 followers. Well, as you can imagine, if somebody goes to a Twitter page and they see that they're following thousands of people, but nobody's following them back, then that person is not going to look like much of an authority at all, and it's incredibly less likely that anyone is going to decide to give you a follow. On the other hand, if you go to your Twitter profile and people see that you have thousands of people following you and what you have to say, whether those are legitimate followers or not, it's going to give the appearance like you are an authority, and you're going to be a lot more likely to gather new followers. So by buying Twitter followers, you are going to dramatically speed up the process of building a presence on Twitter. This is the best website that I've found for buying safe Twitter followers as cheap as possible. This website lists thousands upon thousands of Twitter followers to your Twitter handle for a very, very reasonable price. Now, I do want to point out one thing here is that these prices are already very, very good as it is. But if you scroll down just a little bit on the buying packages here, make sure that you just scroll down a little bit, because there should be a button that allows you to get a discount right off the bat. You want to click that button and it will refresh the page with better prices for you. I've left a link at the top right of this video, and I've also left a link in the video description as well. And honestly, guys, I've shopped all over the place at various different forums and very different websites with many different Google searches, and this is the best deal that I've found for buying Twitter followers that are safe and reliable. To get your Twitter account jump started, this is definitely the way to go to just get yourself started, and then you can start using Tweetbee to blast thousands upon thousands of Twitter users and get your Twitter presence growing as soon as possible. And like I said, in less than a week, I've already managed to get a good amount of presence on here with multiple people retweeting and sharing my content already. So in a nutshell, that's the entire strategy for you. You want to set up an account at Twitter, buy some Twitter followers to get your account going, set up an account at Tweetbee, follow users that already have a niche targeted presence on Twitter, post niche related tweets, and get your content shared all over Twitter. I hope you've enjoyed this strategy. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I have tons of valuable videos that are just like this one. I hope to see you in the future, and as always, thank you for watching. Hey folks, it's Brendan back again with another video for you. And in this one, I want to share with you how you can create a juicy Amazon affiliate site that rakes in easy affiliate commissions on complete autopilot.